Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one county is looking for new answers to find school resource officers. And our SROs aren't the only shortage in Kentucky. Schools are also struggling to find guidance counselors in the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We're at 6:30 this Monday morning, and we are officially in that fall season, but it may not be feeling like it. So let's send it over to meteorologist Mace Michaels for a look at your forecast.
Still a little more of a summer feel outside, exactly, Madison, with warm temperatures, most readings mid-60s to around 70 degrees, and some showers passing through. Our Jenkins camera here along 119 and 23. Well, the pavement is wet with some of the pockets of rain that have been passing by. It was a little while ago when we had some showers last hour here in Hazard. 64 degrees, clouds, and maybe a little hazy, foggy as well. Visibilities are lower. As you look at Jonesville, quarter-mile visibility, Williamsburg, near zero visibility, so pockets of locally dense fog along with the areas of rain. Mid-60s to around 70 for most of our temperatures. It's even as warm as 71 at this hour here around Monticello. Satellite's pretty cloudy. Obviously, the radar's busy. We have these showers passing through. East of Middlesboro, close to Harlan and Norton, you're seeing some rain. Just to the east of London, near Barberville. As you look north here to Louisa, some showers as well. And a lot of the areas of rain now ready to move throughout into West Virginia and Virginia. But there's more rain back to the west, so we will see showers pop up once again for later today and as we look on into tomorrow too. Our high temperatures look like they will pump up into the 80s in our forecast for later on. We will be on the warm side, and we will see temperatures more typical of summer values than what we often see here for this time of year, although it won't be as warm as we've been. Coming up in the full forecast, Madison, I'll have more on those rain chances for the upcoming week.
All righty, Mace, thank you. A man accused of killing a Scott County deputy is set to be sentenced today in a separate case. Stephen Sheehan Shang pleaded guilty to burglary in Kenton County in April. He's accused of shooting Deputy Caleb Conley during a traffic stop last May. Police say he then went on a crime spree through Lexington. His sentencing is scheduled for 9 this morning. His charges in Fayette and Scott counties are still pending. A man in Pennington Gap has been sentenced to serve 11 consecutive life sentences. Lee County Commonwealth's attorney H. Fuller Cridlin says Daniel Vanover has been convicted for 11 counts of rape after a multi-day jury trial last month. Cridlin says each count had its own mandatory life sentence. In his statement, Cridlin wrote in part, quote, "This outcome reflects the hard work and dedication of many individuals and agencies committed to seeking justice," end quote. Specific details of the case were not provided for the privacy of the victims. A new online blackmail scam has been reported in Virginia, impacting email accounts. The Virginia Fusion Center says the scam works like this. First, the victim will get an email with only their name, address, and phone number in the body of the email. There will also be a PDF document that says, "I know that visiting or calling you would be an effective way to get in reaching you." Then the scammer says they have information on the victim and demands money. You are advised to ignore and delete these emails. A fire was reported at an abandoned structure on Sunday in Lawrence County. The Fallsburg and Webbville fire departments went to the reported fire. According to a Facebook post, there are photos of suspicious people in the area of the fire. The Lawrence County Sheriff's Department and Kentucky State Troopers are investigating this fire and multiple others in the area. The London Police Department is asking for help finding one person. If you look at your screen, you can see a person next to a car. Police say the person could be involved in a criminal mischief case. Anyone with information on the person or their whereabouts is asked to contact the London Laurel County 911 Center at 606-878-7000. The Pikeville Police Department and Kentucky State Police are looking for a missing woman from the Zebulon community. Trish Walters, who you can see on your screen, is said to have been missing since September 15th and was last seen with an unknown man. She has been in Pike County, Ashland, Hazard, and London. She has dark hair, a facial piercing, and tattoos on her arms. She drives a silver Chevy Spark. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Pikeville Police Department at 606-437-6236. Kentuckians affected by storms in May have until midnight tonight to apply for assistance. You can apply for help online at disasterassistance.gov, through the FEMA app, or by calling 800-621-3362. Those who work with FEMA want to make sure those with uninsured damages or losses apply while they still can. For those struggling with suicidal thoughts, help is always here. September is Suicide Prevention Month, and health professionals at Primary Care are offering support. They also suggest if you know of someone struggling, don't hesitate to reach out.
If they have any type of coexisting mental health disorders such as depression, bipolar disorder, that's a huge risk factor for suicide. Also a family history of suicide, substance abuse, environmental factors. Sometimes certain populations will have higher risk factors.
If you or someone you know are struggling, you can call or text the Suicide Crisis Hotline at 988. School officials in Floyd County are discussing possible solutions to their shortage of school resource officers. Last year, lawmakers mandated SROs be present on school campuses but did not provide funding to districts to employ additional officers. In efforts to address the issue at a recent school board meeting in Floyd County, the district's chief safety officer brought up a proposal that details starting a school-based district-wide law enforcement agency. There was no vote on this made at the meeting.
The school-based law enforcement agencies are based a law that's very similar to a university police department. In doing that, it does allow us to, dealing with some of our different funding sources, it does allow us to sometimes pay better to officers in rural areas especially.
This still has to go through the board for approval. School districts throughout the state are working through not having enough counselors. The annual school safety risk assessment report shows nearly half of Kentucky schools do not have a sufficient amount of counselors for each student. Carrie Lawson is a school-based counselor at Robinson Elementary School. She says there has been a shift for what roles some counselors play in a school.
We're getting away from the stigma. I know there was a big mental health stigma before. I think we're finally kind of having a breakthrough with that because like I said, mental health is just as important as physical health. And it's going to be hard for the kids to sit there in class and do some type of assignment if they're going through some emotional struggles or some behavioral struggles. So I feel like the mental health needs of kids is very important.
Lawson says she hopes school districts throughout the Commonwealth work to add counselors for a better impact on students. A 2022 Pew Research study shows that younger Black women are more likely to have negative health care experiences compared to women of other races. Saturday marked the third annual Black Women's Wellness Family Day in Lexington, and for the event's organizer, Dr. Tiffany Brannon, it is a day to help Black women and their children connect to resources they may not get to in other settings. Dr. Brannon says gaps, specifically in health care, are prevalent in Kentucky.
And so I like to kind of look at those gaps on the research to see what are the trends. So what we're being told by the community is that not being heard, and providers are not thinking that their pain is really pain.
In addition to any healthcare resources families may need, Brannon says there are financial, transportation, and even hair braiding booths set up at the event to provide a holistic approach to wellness.
Good morning. Running into some wet weather across the area this morning. Whitesburg, our camera showing you everything a little bit of wet with some of those showers moving through. Temps right now in the mid-60s here in Whitesburg and about the same in Hazard. Behind the clouds and showers, the fog has started to set in. Notice our visibility here has dropped down quite a bit. Earlier on, we were able to see at least A little bit in the background, some of the hills and mountains, but can't really see it now due to the fog building in. Visibility coming down here in Hazard now to near a quarter mile. Just 15, 20 minutes ago, it was well up and over several miles. So watch out for low visibility and fog this morning. Jonesville, you've come up to 3-mile visibility, improvement there, but Williamsburg, you're still sitting near 0. It is warm, though. You don't need a jacket this morning other than if you don't like the raindrops on you. Mid-60s to near 70. Clouds and showers passing through near Harlan, Barberville, also around Jenkins and Norton, east of Pikesville, and close to Louisa. Notice the clouds and rain here in our bus stop forecast. 80s for later on today.
All right, Mace, thank you. Saturday, the Smile Faith Foundation hosted a free dental clinic at its Jenkins location. WYMT's Austin Hicks tells us about the impact the clinic has on the community.
On Friday and Saturday, the Smile Faith Foundation Dentistry Clinic partnered with the Heartland Corporation to bring free dental care to the folks of Jenkins. Dental hygienist Dr. Julie Galloway saw the need for access to dental care. She says she took it upon herself to bring their services to the mountains.
This area, for some reason, it just doesn't draw a lot of professionals living here. And so even if people have the means here, there's not a dentist to serve them. It's very difficult to find the care. And a lot of people here, frankly, can't afford it. So I think this clinic serves both needs. So
the dentists with the Heartland Corporation travel across the country to serve people where they are needed most. Jenkins is a place that they identify as an area in need of help.
Dr. Galloway has been here 3 times, and she just keeps getting blessed, and they keep coming. And we really appreciate all the dentists that do come here because the need is great. But it's a win-win for the people and for those that are volunteering.
Giving folks a chance to improve their oral health can be life-changing.
for us to be able to come here and know when the patients leave, it's going to mean a different day for them right away. Be able to enjoy their lunch, be able to smile at their children and not have pain. You know, dental health can affect the whole rest of your body.
The goal of the clinic is to help folks in the community, but the impact is greater.
I personally, when I come, I come to help and spread hope, but you receive more than you ever give.
The Smile Faith Foundation plans to have more free dental clinics in the future. In Jenkins, Austin Hicks, WYMT Mountain News.
Dennis traveled from as far as Illinois to take part in the dental clinic.
Stop